Yo, what's going on YouTube? Thank you guys so much once again for tuning into my channel, and in this video today I'm going to be showing you guys how I reglue Air Jordan outsoles back to the actual upper. Now I'm sure you guys remember in my deoxidizing video on this particular pair of shoes, actually I told you that the next video was going to be the reglue video. But don't worry, because as soon as this video is finished, I'm already working on it. I'm going to try and get it out to you guys as my next video. Well, I had a little bit of a mishap with the actual glue that I use. I use the Infinity barge cement. We'll put it right here to get it in focus. But pretty much what I notice a lot of YouTubers on here do that use this, they don't give you the warning about this stuff. And it says it right on it. It says that the dry time is approximately 2 to 5 minutes and the open time is 5 to 10 minutes. Well, this is my old one and I left this thing open overnight. And this is what it looks like now. Yeah, it's not really meant to look like that. I mean, you see, it's not coming off. That's not what barge cement is meant to look like. What it is meant to look like is this. Nice, liquidy rubber cement. Not this. Yeah, no. So, for anyone wondering, that is exactly the reason why the video did not come out when I said it was going to come out. And we cannot get Barge Infinity cement over here in Australia at any hardware store, so I had to order this stuff off of eBay and wait for it to come in, which is the exact reason why this video was postponed. So now that I've cleared that up, I want to tell you guys to be sure to follow me on Instagram. My username is the exact same as it is here on YouTube. It is at xChaseMaccini. I will leave a link in the description down below, and there should also be a little name on the screen right around here. It should say at xChaseMaccini. Be sure to give me a follow if you guys are interested in keeping up to date with what I'm doing long before it shows up in your subscription feed. And someone pointed this out to me in the last video, and I appreciate it because I don't want to sound like an idiot, so I'm going to work on it. So, without any further ado, let's get into showing you what you need in order to reglue an outsole back to the upper of this pair of Concords. Of course, you're going to need your shoe that needs the regluing. That's obvious, I think. At least you're going to need some Barge Infinity cement, you're going to need some acetone, and for anyone wondering, what I do here is take an old bottle of nail polish remover and I fill it up with straight acetone. You can get straight acetone at literally any hardware store. You walk in, find the first person that works there and just say, hey, where do you keep the acetone? They're going to know what you're talking about. It's probably the easiest thing that you're going to be able to find. And you are also going to need some cotton balls. Oh, and I almost completely forgot. You're also going to need a hairdryer. Does not matter which one. Just grab your mom's, grab your girlfriend's, grab your wife's, like me, and just be sure you put it back because, you know, girls, they use this thing, so you don't want them to be looking for it in the morning when they're getting ready for work, or else they're gonna wake you up and kick the living shit out of you. I'm just kidding, my wife doesn't beat the shit out of me, but anyways, let's get into showing you guys the steps that I take in order to make this reglue possible. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is just make sure that you're working with a very clean surface. So you take some acetone, you put it on a cotton ball. What's going to be on here is some old dry glue. You want to be gluing a clean surface to a clean surface, so if you don't take the time to get the old glue off of the upper and off of the outsole, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. So let's get this old glue off. Alright, so the bottom of this upper is extremely clean. I got all the excess glue off of it. I got all the excess glue off of the outsole. And what we are going to be doing next is literally just regluing the shoe back together. I'm going to use the Barge Infinity cement. And what you want to do is you want to reglue this in sections. That is probably one of the biggest mistakes I see people make on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, wherever I see restorations taking place. People think that you just put glue on the entire outsole and then you just put the shoe back together. That is how you make mistakes. You want to fit each section individually and then come back to it after it's dry. First you want to start with the back section, you glue it, you want to make sure that you fit it to the way that it's supposed to be in there, nice and flush. Hold it, wait for it to dry, then you glue the middle, hold it, wait for it to dry. You just pretty much repeat it in sections. I normally do it in about 3, sometimes 4 sections when it comes to regluing an Air Jordan 11 outsole, but I'm not going to waste any more time. We're going to jump into this. I got my Barge Infinity cement, some nice brand new stuff, that liquid cement. I'm not working with no gelatin over here. I got the I got the liquid, bro. It's just dripping everywhere. I really don't want to get cement on anything. And then you just apply it like you normally would. You want to make sure you get it on pretty much everywhere. Don't use too much because this stuff can seep out, causing you to have a very, very sloppy reglue job. So you let that sit there pretty much for about, I want to say, a good 7 minutes. You also want to reglue the actual outsole and be very careful when doing this part right here, because you don't want to get any on the patent leather, you don't want to get any on the actual midsole. You just want to get the barge cement in contact with where you are trying to glue right now. Alright, and now I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to utilize a nice little trick that Retro Snickers brought to us. And I'm going to let this stuff dry for about 5 to 7 minutes. And what I'm going to do while I wait for that to dry is close this. You want to understand about this glue is that the main ingredient is acetone. And when you use acetone, it evaporates very quickly, which is exactly why this happened to my other container of glue. Pretty much all the acetone evaporated and the only thing that was left in here was all the other ingredients that I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea what else is in this. I just know that acetone is pretty much the main ingredient. You can smell it. As soon as you open it, shut this. Make sure you shut it or else you're going to waste money. You're gonna waste $25. The entire thing is going to be ruined. This thing was, you know, half full. I had another, like, easy 6 months. If not 6 months, then probably a good, 20 more jobs that I could have gotten out of this, and I completely ruined it by just being lazy and not making sure that I closed it overnight. So just make sure that you close this when you're finished with it. Like it says on the actual thing here, it says that you have an open time of approximately 5 to 10 minutes, which means that you don't want any air getting in here and evaporating the acetone. Don't ruin your glue. Just don't make the stupid mistake that I made, and just be careful with what you're doing here. Alright, so it's been about 5 to 7 minutes. The glue is pretty dry. You just want to touch it, make sure that none of it's getting on your finger. It's like that on both sides here. So what I'm going to do is take the hair dryer, I'm going to put it on hot setting, put it on high, and I'm just going to remelt the glue on the outsole and on the upper. And once you do that, you pretty much just want to connect it together as soon as possible and just hold it there. It pretty much just makes the cement dry quicker and hold stronger. So yeah, let's get to melting this glue. Then you just take the shoe, you line it up nice and well, and you hold it. You just hold it there for a good couple of minutes, let the glue adhere, and you literally just sit here, sing yourself a song, maybe have your computer open, read yourself a story. You're gonna be here for a good, 5, maybe even 10 minutes, however long it takes. This is the dedication that you need in order to restore shoes. I'm going to try and get this camera in a little better focus so you guys aren't sitting here looking at a blurry hand. And yeah, I'm gonna get back to you guys when it's time to reglue the next part of this outsole. Alright, so we got the first part down all good, it's nice and flush, and now it's time to get onto this middle section. Literally, you're going to do the exact same thing as you did with the back section, but only it's going to just be a different part of the shoe. There's no tricks here, no foolery. You just want to get some barge cement to the places that you need to glue. Don't go overboard, like I said, because this glue will seep out, and you don't want to do that because that's just going to mess everything up, and your customers are going to be wicked mad at you. There you go, you guys caught a live screw up by me. It happens to all of us, like I said in a couple of videos before, we all screw up. We're all human. There's really no other way to describe it, and I really don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just blabbering about nothing at this point. The cement is actually on my finger, wicked mad, so sick. Can't wait to, have this stuff surgically removed from my hand. And don't be afraid to wear a mask when working with this stuff because it smells so bad. I'm not wearing a mask, I'm wicked high. I'm fucked up, like straight up. This glue, oh man, like seriously though, it smells so bad. I can't even express to you how bad this glue smells, honestly. Now I'm gonna sit here and let this stuff dry, just like the last time. You don't want them to be touching each other. You don't want any of the glue touching, like I said. I have a little bit of glue on the sides here, so I just take a cotton ball while it's still wet, get it off, and now we just play the waiting game. Alright, so the stuff is nice and dry once again. We're going to take the blow dryer again and just heat this up and do the exact same step that we did with the heel of the shoe. Press down, apply a decent amount of pressure. You want to make sure that the glue is sticking on all parts. And now it is time to finish off the rest of this shoe. It is going to take around 4 sections because I'm going to do the toe cap in a separate section. So yeah, same steps as before. Literally just get your barge cement, apply it, wait for it to dry, heat it up, and then apply pressure. Alright, so this shoe is pretty much finished. I just have to finish off this little tiny section right here. But for sections like this, you don't really want to use the brush that comes in the can because it's just too big. I personally recommend finding a paintbrush that you just don't give one crap about, because the glue is pretty much going to ruin it. It has to turn into your, you know, like a precision brush for reglues. So I usually just take the brush, I don't even take the brush out to be honest, just scoop up some glue from the actual canister, get it on your brush there and just spread it around. Just like with the normal brush, you just want to spread it evenly, not too much, not too little. It's really just that right amount. You'll know if you're doing too much. It's just, I think it's just some sort of like human instinct, to be totally honest with you, because the first time I ever did a reglue, I put a little bit too much glue on there, and I knew for like right off the bat that this was definitely going to leak out the sides. It was going to look horrible. And I learned from my mistakes, and now I can, you know, teach you guys so you don't make mistakes on your first time. And hopefully, you know, this video, you actually find this video a little bit helpful. And I'm just trying to get it in here, trying to get it on camera. I'm not even looking at the camera right now, and yeah, I'm on the screen. I'm on the screen, guys. No worries, you're seeing what I'm doing. That's all that matters, is that you can actually see what I'm doing while I'm doing it, because if I'm up here, you're just looking at my fat stomach pretty much, and you don't want that. So I apologize if there's any time in this video where you can't see exactly what I'm doing. And I'm trying to get every bit of surface covered, so the last of this will finish it up. Just make sure that you get it on all the areas that you plan on touching. Not with your fingers, obviously. What I meant when I said that was like the surfaces that you're regluing that you want to touch. Alright, so it's looking like this is going to be okay. Just like, you know, the first 3 sections of the shoe. I am going to wait for this glue to dry, and then we are going to heat it up, and then we are going to apply pressure as we connect the 2 soles back together. And again, if you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm just making sure that the 2 soles don't touch while I allow this glue to dry before I heat it up. I don't have any idea why that works better, but for some reason it does. I have not been able to find any scientific reason as to why when you let the glue dry and then heat it up and then apply pressure, it dries almost instantly. But it is saving me a lot of time, because before I used to have to get all these clamps and shoelaces and paper towels and other towels and put it together so you make sure that you don't, you know, lose the shape of the shoe and still get a clean reglue in. But this seriously cuts like a good 6 hours off of your time by using this method. And while we're here, the best way you can do is just literally touch it. If it sticks to your finger, it's not ready to be heated up yet. But this stuff is looking okay, and nothing is sticking out right there. I'll let it sit here for just a little bit longer. You want to be vigilant when you do this. I mean, you don't want to screw up your shoes, or even worse, someone else's shoes, because then you gotta fork out money to replace a pair of shoes that you will never be able to wear, when you could have forked out that money to buy yourself a pair of shoes that you could wear. That is looking okay. I think we can heat this up and... Oh! Didn't mean to do that. I think we can heat this up and, you know, pretty much finish this video out. What do you say? Touch it, it feels nice and sticky. And then just apply the pressure. That should be the end of this particular reglue, and I hope the customer is happy with this pair. Let's see how the finished product looks, yeah?